We are in episode 7 of Kelowna Dark Legacy. This episode is The Hunted. So, to recap on your previous exploits and adventures, while you are exiting the caverns in the swamp, you are attacked by a swarm of flying serpents in the Toxic Valley bogs. You are trying to bring the kidnapped Swiftbrow halfling family back safely to the Temple of Neptania. Almost falling to the venom of the serpents, you manage to survive their onslaught and navigate your ways through the darkened bog back to the safety of the trails. Using the knowledge and the maps given to you by TT, you are able to go back to the Temple of Neptania and rest, returning the stolen thurible to Sadie Heartdew, the last known living priestess of the temple. However, after resting, you returned back to the Dwarven Barrow where you found T.T. Swiftbrow, a former priestess of that temple, to let her know that her family had been rescued and is now safe. However, upon your return, there were no signs of TT or any recent camps. Not sure exactly what to make of this, you decided to report your findings to the Fearless Landers back in Aurora. Upon entering, you hear rumors of Scyther soldiers patrolling the borders. Local crime on the rise. The Azure Guard were looking for new recruits, and a new government had formed in Sanctuary, which closed the borders. But last and not least, the Platinum Suns Festival of Lights will be held this year in the Sacred Promenade. You return to Nymph's Rest as you eagerly sell some of the precious gems that you found off the Blight Druid of the Ravager. While bargaining, Ari upset the merchant of the trading post during a bit of miscommunication. And after selling your ill-gotten gains, upon exiting, Ari ran into a messenger. I mean, literally ran right into that messenger, who had a sealed letter for her from her family. Her brother Felix brought her the ill tidings that their brother Rex had died, victim to some wild beast. Making her way through the Nymph's Rest up to the 4th floor where the Fearless Landers' office was located, not stopping at any of the many unusual locales found within, you met with Norzan, the half-elf that you originally had your task from, as well as a halfling woman named Ziri, who appeared to be his superior. You brought your findings, and they sent a lander to confirm your reports. This would take a few days, and until then, you had some time to yourselves. And once they confirmed your reports in a few days' time, they would make their decision. So, where we left off was having your characters determine what they wanted to do for downtime. Now, these downtime activities are the ones found in Xanathar's. While these activities were kind of done outside of the stream, that doesn't mean all downtime activities are done off the stream. We just wanted to speed a few things up here since they're pretty cut and dry for the most part for Xanathar's. Minor rewards, a few plot hooks, and NPC favors could be gained. So we just didn't want to slow things up with the details of that. But we will summarize the events for that. and allow everybody to see if they want to do anything else during their downtime while waiting for the Fearless Landers to make their decision. Now, Mordecai, during this time, decided to take up religious service, basically donating his time to not only learn about the local traditions of the church, but also trying to make some contacts, networking within the church. Sadly, his time with the church had no lasting effect, but he didn't make things worse for himself either. So it was on a nice little status quo. Ari, on the other hand, decided to work with her family merchant guild, um, where she would have had a nice, comfortable lifestyle during her time working there, but there's a little complication with her family business. Apparently, some of the local crime has been affecting her family's business, and, well, this caused some difficulties with her getting paid. So she didn't quite live in the lap of luxury that she was hoping for during the week. Aetherius also decided to help Ares' family company, the Stardew Merchant Company, and with his help, didn't create any more complications, but also felt the effect that Ari was seeing with the crimes affecting the local merchant businesses. Last but not least, Ryan. You decided to also devote your time to various religious services, different churches than the ones that Mordecai was going to. You, however, through your experience, through your help, did earn a favor from one of the priests at the temple. And that's something that you can cash in later, as we've talked about off stream. So, you had 1 week of downtime, and this is what those activities took the majority of your character's time, but you still have time outside of that to kind of do your own things. So, during those times, what would your characters like to do?
Well, one thing that Ari really wanted to do was get that damaged holy symbol fixed up because a terrible idea is forming in her head.
All right, and that's something that I know you did inquire about, and I did give you the price privately off the side.
Yep.
So, and that's easy to do. You ran into a couple of Forge Masters in the Nymph's Rest. Would you like to try to utilize the Dwarven twin brothers, or would you like to try to find another Forge Master?
Well, dwarves always make the best metal things, so she's going with them.
Alrighty. So, all right. So you bring the ruined holy symbol that you found to the Dwarven Smiths above the trading post, and so, unlike the nice gentleman downstairs that you offended, you did not offend these Dwarven brothers. So, do you request anything particular in its restoration, or just you want it to be restored as best as possible?
As best as possible, and to get a chain that she can tie around her wrist. Because I realized this little halfling-sized holy symbol.
Well, it's a small. I mean, holy symbols come in all shapes and sizes, so even ones for medium-sized creatures can be pretty small, like a $50, or or just think of everyday people. You'll see wearing like crosses and other symbols. So they don't have to be gigantic. For a halfling, it would appear to be much larger for them, but not ridiculously. So it's not like they're Flavor Flav with the holy symbol. But so the dwarf forge master just, well, if you just want it restored, that's fine. Put a little polish on it so we can add little bits where you can attach a little small chain around it. Do you have a chain of your own that you'd like it to be affixed to, or you just want one of our? And he just kind of shows you this. Takes out a little cloth and unrolls, and it's got various little bits, samples of chain, like simple copper, little bits of silver. They even have fancier ones like gold. Is there a particular style that you may like?
Just a nice, simple chain. Like, ooh, the silver one, silver one.
All right. Well, can add that for you. It'd be two additional silver costs, but you'll have the high quality holy symbol that you deserve. Now, it won't be blessed or anything. We don't do that, but we will restore it to its better than its former glory. I promise you that.
Thank you very much. And then Aries going to put down the money and then run off to go buy
Wait,
more
miss,
stuff.
miss, wait.
What?
Wait, you need a bill. You need the receipt so you can claim your property. And he fills
Oh,
out
right, the paperwork.
Yes. So he gives you like a little claim item with that. Has you sign it, he signs it that you've paid. So when it's all done, you can just because they see a lot of business here. They don't remember everybody's faces with that. Maybe in time he'll know you by face. You'll maybe get more famous. Who knows? But right now, he wants to make sure that you have something to prove that you are a customer, and he gives you this little parchment slip, and now you can feel free to run through the shop and out the door.
Yeah, then she sprints off to go buy a healer's kit and holy text Neptania. Neptuna. You know what? She'll figure that out as she goes. Neptania.
Nep nep.
Well, the healer's kit you can go to your favorite merchant downstairs and acquire for the standard price. The holy text is not something that he would carry. You do recall seeing what appeared to be some sort of a bookstore on one of the floors.
Ari will probably go grab Ryan to help her because she doesn't really know what holy books look like.
Okay, so while you go look for Ryan, Ryan, what else would you like to do outside of your religious services?
Well, he's gonna need some supplies. So we're gonna get a healing kit and a tent. Those are the main things he's gonna be looking for.
Okay, so the trading post will definitely have both of those in stock. Let me just I forgot how much the tents cost off the top of my head. If I can get to my PHB and beyond, I can. Actually, I should probably just check it up in here. Actually, let's see. Yeah, could just pull it up in fantasy rounds. So yeah, it looks like 2 gold is going to be kind of like a starting price here for that for the tent. And so kind of a base medium price is about 7 gold for both. Did you want to try to haggle with the merchants?
No, Ryan is not good at talking.
Okay. Well, if you give him 7 gold, he will gladly give you the healer's kit and the tents that you so requested. It's a good quality tent. It's not used. This isn't the barter quality. This is something brand new, unused.
Also, can I get a crowbar as well?
He should have that as well. That would also be another
Crowbars are nice.
another two
Mordecai has
gold.
one.
They really are. Yeah.
Well, it's the old adventurer's motto: take anything that's not nailed down, and if it can be pried with a crowbar, it's not considered to be nailed down. So I dig it.
All right. So how much
Anything
is that
that's
in
not
total?
Total is 9 gold.
All right.
anything that's not nailed down, plus whatever you can just remove the nails from. Yeah, that's great.
Hey, it's legal that way.
Exactly. Also, you adventurers tend to take everything, including mail, even if it means committing a federal offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, other than acquiring these few items here, does Ryan do anything else?
Not in particular. No.
All right. Well, as you begin to walk out of the trading post, there is a very anxious Airy coming running down the stairs from the upper floor of the Nymph's Rest. Um, she seems her eyes just kind of widen a little bit as she sees you. Airy.
She's just sprinting forward to grab him. Well, not by the collar. She can't reach that high. I guess by the arm and start dragging him off. I need your help to go buy books.
Oh. Where are we going?
We're going shopping. Come on.
It's just getting dragged along.
You know holy books, right?
I mean, I'm reasonably familiar. Yeah.
Good enough. And she just starts dragging him down to the bookstore.
All right. Well, the bookstore was located on the third floor of the Nymph's Rest, and you remember it because when you were walking around that catwalk around that central pillar of the tree, you saw a sign that said the Codex, but you never went inside of it. Dragging Ryan with you, you open the door, and stepping inside the shop, you're greeted by a small chime that signals your entry. The floor is carpeted by a series of large rugs, and the shop itself is lined with rows of medium sized bookshelves that are filled with tomes. There's a simple counter with a blue scale dragonborn who kind of looks up at you from a book that he was reading, and he just fixes his thin framed glasses as you enter the shop. Various vials of ink, parchment, and blank tomes can be seen on the shelves behind the dragonborn.
Ari is going to push Ryan forward. Tell him what I want.
I don't know. I don't even know what you want.
But you brought me down here. You have to know what I want.
I think I think you're getting the order of events mixed up here.
She just sits and thinks for a moment. Oh, right. I need a book on Neptania. See, there, you know now.
Uh, what?
I need a beginner's guide.
And the Dragonborn just closes his book gently, keeping a little ribbon marker to mark the page that he was on. And he just leans over the counter a little bit towards you. Well, miss, what do you plan on doing with this knowledge of Neptania? Are you looking for rights and services? Or do you wish to become a member of their clergy?
Well, you see, one of their clergy, she went on vacation, and I don't want her to get in trouble for doing that. So, I'm going to fill in for a while. Harry just looks all bright and cheery, not realizing what she's saying.
Well, then you'll be looking for the rites and services. Back wall, second shelf from the bottom, you'll find the religious tomes.
Thank you. And then she sprints off, dragging Ryan behind, probably
Oh
knocking
dear.
over a couple books as she goes.
Careful, some of those tomes are quite old.
He's silly, Ryan. You can't damage books.
I mean that that's not true.
No, no. See, even if they're damaged, there's a machine or a person, and they regrow. They're like zombies. You know, when you kill one, it comes back later. Whenever I damaged my books that my parents had, they'd go away for a little bit and they'd come back.
I I I don't even know how to respond to that.
I know, it's crazy, right? And I'm gonna go dig for books.
Well, make a investigation check.
Ryan's gonna dig for books.
Somebody make an investigation check,
All
man.
right.
It is at this moment Ari realizes she brought the wrong person.
And at that moment, she realized she had made a fatal mistake.
No, that says Neptune.
All right, so let's see here. While looking for nature, you find not really religious texts, but you do find some other interesting books that look like they deal with nature, such as Trees Without Flaws or Fish and Humans.
Ari's just looking at these like, are so these let me be one of the holy people? Kind of weird. I didn't even know fish could do that.
I I don't think that's really what we're looking for.
Ryan, make a wisdom check. 15. Okay. So, looking at that book, the Fish and Humans, you realize that that's not really a religious textbook, as more of an erotic working, probably of maybe sirens and humans, just erotic tales. But
Uh
you can do with that knowledge as you wish.
uh Area, I don't think that's really what you're looking for. And he's slightly blushing as he says this.
I don't know. I think it might be. Because I
A
remember she's supposed
6.
to be like, man and nature coming together. I just didn't realize it was so vivid.
uh I, I mean, I really don't think that that's what you're looking for.
This is the best thing that could have happened.
Well, Ari has her holy text now.
Uh, uh, well, I tried.
This is already a weird road down to Paladin.
Now, see what's going to happen is Ares just going to turn into another paladin of love, of fish love.
Don't worry, this is the first step
Oh,
towards
no.
being a bestiality paladin.
Don't
Oh,
worry, this
no.
is
No,
the
no,
fishing
no.
scene.
Listen,
Uh,
it's a long, slippery slope, man.
All right. So
Especially with fish.
do you want to buy that book?
Yeah, regrettably. Can Ari make one check before she leaves? I mean, this is already her
Sure.
holy text.
Well, you see two other works by the same author on the shelf here. One is entitled Spear of Wood, and the other Snakes of the Forest.
Well, Ari's got her holy
Oh,
text
dear.
now, doesn't she?
oh dear.
She should find the Rod of Immortality. Ari knows what I'm talking about.
Ari takes her 3 books up to the counter, looking very
All right.
happy and proud.
So taking the three little books, you place them on the counter, and the Dragonborn just kind of fixes his glasses and looks at them, and then looks at you. Each to their own, and he just kind of marks on his little chart that you're buying these tomes. All right.
Best paladin ever.
So for the 3 books here, that is going to be 6 silver pieces.
Ari excitedly puts down a whole gold. Just so happy she has her books. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Please do come back.
If you find more holy texts like these, hold on to them for me, please. I don't know how
Sure.
long I'm going to be filling in, so I might need more books. And then while he's absolutely speechless, Ari's going to run.
Okay. Ryan, do you linger around in the store?
No, he's gonna follow her out, just trying not to be seen. Which, again, being 8 feet tall, is quite hard.
Okay, well, with that, that's a good bit of things to do during your downtime here. What about Mordecai?
Mordecai needs to pick up some things. He's going to go to the shop downstairs.
Alrighty, and what would he like to acquire?
A healer's kit. More water skins that he will have filled. I assume a water skin has enough for 1 day of water.
I think it had not an entire day's water. Let me see. Because I want to say with the amount that it had, because it was something that was debated a while ago, you would need 2 water skins for like an entire day's worth.
Well, that sucks. A water skin is 2 silver. That's a lot.
I mean, you can try to
How
haggle
much
the
water?
prices.
How much water do you need a day?
All right, so in well, I'll crunch numbers. I don't want to waste time pulling up the exact things with it because I have to dig into DMG.
Okay, I'll just get to the point of what I'm wanting.
Okay.
A bottle that can hold that much water with a cork.
So we'll say that you're looking for, let's say, extra large clay jug.
I
What is it? Maybe it
can't
was a
get like
gallon?
a bottle.
That would be the equivalent of a bottle for these people.
All right, how much is a large clay jug?
Let's see here.
So really, I just want something where the lid can be fastened and held closed.
And you can do. They can be tied down, secured with little bits of, like little twine and rope. So they'll have a stopper in it, and it'll have things that you can kind of tie
Okay.
on top of that and around the throat of the jug. So you don't have to worry about it like popping off with that. The only thing you have to worry about is like if you fell from a great height, it could possibly smash the jug because they're
Where
delicate.
I'm putting it, it won't matter.
That is a good point as well. So, to answer your question with that, it is actually going to be you found one that will fit your needs. And again, I want to say it was a gallon of water, but I'll double check on that. For four or not for 3 silver. So it actually came out cheaper than buying 2 water skins.
Okay, how many does he have?
2.
I will take both, but I wish you to hold me 3 more if they come in.
All right. What is your name, sir?
And Mordecai.
And he starts writing your name down on a little bit of parchment. He's keeping like a little catalog. All right. Large gallon clay jugs. Okay, 3. All right, so stop by, and if we have any in stock, I will let you know.
So Mordecai lays down. So let's see, it's 5 gold for the 5 gold for the healer's kit, and for 5 clay jugs, it is a gold and 5 silver. Am I doing that right in my head?
Well, the two jugs would be 6 silver a pop. No, I mean 6 silver total.
Mordecai is insisting on paying the for the 3 jugs, so he can just come and pick them up whenever they're here.
All right, yeah, yeah, that's fine if you want to prepay for them. So yeah, they're just 3 silver a pop. So, yeah, that is good. So let me just mark on here that you're prepaying, as well as the merchant does on his tablet. All right. Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. We will hold
So
these items as we receive them.
so Mordecai, when the 2 clay jugs are pulled up, are put on the counter, he pulls out a little messenger bag and then opens it and then grabs one and then reaches down into it to place it down up to his shoulder in this little messenger bag, and then does the same thing for the other.
And the merchant's eyes just kind of widen a little bit. Some of the people in the shop are just like, they're kind of looking trying to look under the bag. Like, is there a hole somewhere? Is this are we being pranked? What's going on? They've never really seen that. A lot of people in the shop are fairly common people. They're not experienced adventurers for the most part, so they don't really see a lot of magic change hands. So this is all new to them. So you're essentially Chris Angel right now to them.
I'll go to I'll go to the eatery place in the tree and get them filled with water.
Okay. Yeah, you the drunken bee. You can go there and get those filled.
That's all I want to do.
Fair enough. All right. Last and most certainly not least, Therius, what would you like to do?
I would like to go to the shop.
This the trade shop that everybody else is going to for healing kits, or is there another shop in particular you had in mind?
Would I be able to get arrows from there and probably ammo for my gun?
Arrows, yes, because I do sell basic hunting supplies. Because that's one of the trades that people try to do is hunting, foraging. Bullets, no. Bullets, you would have to go to the Dwarven Brothers on the second floor above them. That's more of a specialized casting.
Well, I'll go get my healing kit and my arrows first, then I'll go buy ammo.
All right. All right. So, um, the ammo as you go up to the brothers there, they first want to look at the weapon that you're trying to get the ammo for. They need to make sure that they can accommodate you with this, and even more so since you crafted this gun yourself.
Without or really much hesitation, he hands the pistol over to them for them to look.
Tormir, take a look at this. And he calls his brother from the other shop, and he tells the customer to hang on a sec. And they both kind of look over it, and you see him kind of pull out like almost like a jeweler's eyeglass. And they're just really kind of looking into it, not trying to take it apart per se, but just seeing your gun, looking at the barrel, seeing how it's to be, how you load it. And you can go into the specifics of this gun, like how you want it to kind of look and function later, and we'll kind of add that into future encounters for merchants. They're always curious to see these kind of things, so they don't always get a lot of guns, but they do. They can cast the ammunition for them. As they go over this, and should have went with advantage. Yeah, we can definitely mold just cast some bullets for you. Now, here is the question, though. Now, for bullets, you're going to need like black powder for the base bullets with that. That's something that you can make or go to alchemists to help you with, or if somebody else gets training with that, they can help you make that required bit of the bullets. But they'll definitely get you the cast iron ammunition. Now, so do you want the standard bullets or do you want these to be treated? More popular is the silver coatings.
For now, I think I'll just get normal ammunition.
All right. So we do have single bullets.
Actually, now that I think about it for a little bit longer, I also would like to get some silver, depending on how much they have.
Okay, so regular bullet, not treated, will be 3 silver per bullet. But we do have a special if you want to buy a box of the bullets. That's 100 bullets. That would be 30 gold. If you want the bullets to be silvered, there will be 1 gold per bullet.
Well, I'll buy a box of the 100 for 30, and I'll buy. Hmm, one moment. Let me look over my. I'll buy 10 silvered.
All right, so the total cost will be 40 gold for that, and you can mark on your sheet the ammo that you have. Good thing about your class is later on you won't even need the bullets, but for now, you will have the bullets here. All right, now this will take a few days to get this order done for you, and being that it is your downtime, this is going to be done during your downtime activities, so the wait time for this is manageable. You're not asking for anything ridiculous. All right, sir, and your name?
PHREAKS.
And he scribes it down, gives you a little bill of sale here. Now, do you want to prepay for the ammo, or do you want to pay on the pickup?
Prepay.
Prepay, all right. He marks that you pay out completely, gives you the receipt. Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. Please come back in a few days, and we should have those bullets ready for you.
Okay. Have a good day, both of you.
You likewise,
He's
sir.
gonna turn to walk away.
All right, and the hammering sounds of the forge continue to ring as you walk out.
Well, I'm gonna go buy arrows and healer's kit now.
Okay, so that you can obtain from the trading post on the floor below you. Again, just the simple shop of various rows of shelves, various little trinkets. Most of the more expensive things are kind of behind the counter, but they do have a little jackets and things that people can pick up. Good morning, and how can I help you today, sir? The portly human behind greets you.
Hello. I'm wanting to buy a healer's kit and some arrows.
Oh, you must be one of those adventuring types. They're always wanting healer's kits when they go out on their business. Don't worry, I don't pry, nor do I judge. Venturing folk are always good business. We do keep a good bit of those kits in stock. And he pulls out a kit, he opens it up, shows you the various little bandages and little bits of cleaning solutions that they have in there. Basic things, treat wounds. And how many arrows did you need?
50.
All right, so that will be 2 gold and 5 silver for 50 arrows.
He's gonna hand it over.
All right, if you want any of these treated, the Forge brothers upstairs can assist you with the specialized arrowheads, but these are just standard hunting arrows.
He's gonna nod.
All right, and what else can I get for you today?
Think that'll be it.
All right, then. Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Please come back again. Good customers are always hard to find.
He's gonna nod and have a good day before he turns around and walks away.
All right, and as you kind of walk away, the next customer kind of pushes past you. Not to be rude, just they're anxious to kind of get their wares up. Some of them trying to sell things, others trying to exchange for other goods. People just trying to make a living. And you can tell by the clientele here, a lot of the people they're hardworking individuals. A lot you see them with dirt under their fingernails, the worn boots. These are hardworking people. Well, if anybody has any other activities they want to do on their downtime, or is that about wrap it up for everybody?
I think that would be it for me.
Same.
Yep.
All right. So, you complete your activities for the rest of the week. As mentioned before at the end of the last session, they did level up, so they've already kind of pre-done all this. So, at the end of the week, where are your characters located at? What are they doing come week's end?
Ari is still in the shop, using all of her breaks to study up on her new religious destiny.
On the interesting tomes that she picked up.
She's not sure why her brother never mentioned any of these rituals.
All right, what about the rest of you?
Mordecai is back at the Nymph's Rest, finishing up his tinkering on the messenger bag of awesomeness.
All right, and Ryan and Aetherius?
Well, Aetherius is going to be working while having his familiar follow him around, probably making sure every so often it harasses Ari because of the odd books that she's carrying around.
What is your familiar? Describe it to everybody.
So, it's this little white fox that acts somewhat like a cat. It generally acts somewhat cold towards people that come over and try and get its attention, and it generally likes to get into trouble. It's been mischievous. It also likes to bite.
Did you give it a name?
I have not thought of one yet.
All right.
So far, he just calls it Foxy. He has not figured out
Working
a name for
title.
it yet.
Fair enough. You don't have to have all these things out, day one with that. It'll grow in time. Same thing with characters. Anybody watching, you don't have to have every little bit of your character completed out. It's good to grow and get the answers in time. So for now, Foxy is fine.
Foxy Cleopatra.
Hey, there's a character in your book named Foxy.
Well,
Stay away, Foxy.
Well, we now know what the fox is doing instead. It's just going to be trying to eat that book.
But I'm not married. We can't do that ritual.
Oh, God.
And where we're going to find 7 halflings covered in Thousand Island dressing at this hour?
Hey, this isn't Final Fantasy XIV.
Fair.
We said halflings, not potatoes.
Same thing.
Anyway, Ryan, where are you at?
Ryan would also be in his room at the Nymph's Rest, reading one of his mini books.
None of them pornography.
No, in fact, he's reading a book about city planning currently.
Okay, and as he's reading that book, it's a loud, thunderous knock at his door. Just boom, 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 like somebody's just hitting it with the broadside of their fists.
Who is it?
It's Dordeck, the Fearless Landers.
And what do you want?
Zeri wants to speak to you. Report to the office on the 4th floor.
Okay, I'll be right.
Be quick. She doesn't like waiting. And you hear the footsteps just walk down the hallway.
Well, he's gonna get ready and then head over there, I guess.
All right. So, and each of you in turn are also greeted by this stout dwarf, long red braided beard. Sounds like he's a little congested as he just like when he kind of talks. He has this large musket strapped to his back, but the message that he delivers to each of you is about the same. Zuri wants to speak to you. Report to the office on the 4th floor.
When Mordecai opens the door, he actually snaps to attention and salutes, and then marches quickly off.
That boy's going places. He just spits on the floor hallway. Like a whole cup of mucus.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, gross.
So, Ari Aetherius, what happens during your encounters?
Ari definitely doesn't drop the book she's reading. Sorry, just religious studies. I'll be there right. And she goes running.
He's just gonna nod, pick up his fox, and walk towards where he was told to go, holding it like it's a doll. Just an arm under its front two legs.
All right. He doesn't really have any remarks for Aetherius as he leaves and walks out. Ares is similar to Mordecai's. That girl's going places. Straight into a wall if she doesn't watch where she's going.
And she goes into the wall.
And she takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage as she runs face first into the wall by the stairwell.
I'm okay.
So, just this loud. Pff. Now, as you all go to the 4th floor, the Fearless Landers offices, everything's more or less what you remembered it to be. Now, I did not have these for you last time, but I do have this here for you now. And I'm going to share a little handout of Zuri. So everybody can just kind of get a little visual image of her, the little halfling with the giant warhammer. She's sitting at her desk, and she sees you waiting. Norzan is not here in the office, presumably doing Fearless Lander business. She stops scribing in one of her scrolls and just rolls it up and puts the ink, the little feathered pen, back in the inkwell. Yes, come in. Please, have a seat.
Ari happily drops right down.
Mordecai takes a seat, and in his lap is the messenger bag from before. It's made from basic brown sackcloth, but the thing that really draws your attention is it looks like all over it there are fake pink gemstones, obviously fake, but they're arranged in patterns of hearts, just placed almost randomly around it.
It's so pretty.
I'm very proud of this.
You made it?
Why does it look like that?
Because it is the only way I could get the magics to work correctly. He reaches in again, arm disappearing up to the shoulder, and then he pulls out his 6-foot staff from the little messenger bag. It holds things.
Not, not entirely sure that's how that works.
Magic.
She clears her voice. Back to why you were summoned here. We've checked your findings, your reports. Well, it seems that you're honest in your dealings. You did return the stolen relic, and you also seem to have done a few other things while in that area. You apparently fought some shambling undead, put them in their final resting places, I do hope. You ventured into the Toxic Valley, and apparently you took down a servant of the Ravager, as well as several cultists. Now, I do not know the specifics of why they were there. Your reports do mention that they were the ones responsible for the theft of the relic. So we do thank you for taking care of that. We'll make sure the local garrison are aware of the Ravager activity in the nearby areas. And apparently you also single-handedly rescued a family of halfling farmers. She kind of looks at the Swiftfoots.
Wouldn't it be Swift Feet?
She just kind of looks at you.
Not. It's his proper noun, Eddie.
Oh, I know. It's very proper. It's not like dirty feet. That's not proper.
Proper nouns, they do not switch when they are plural.
Regardless, your actions, your deeds, your honesty, while your methods may have been unorthodox in some areas, cannot argue with the results. So, and she just kind of slides a parchment towards the end of the table facing you. This here is an official document from the Fearless Landers for your initiation. If you still want to be Fearless Landers, we find you worthy of the organization. Your goals seem to align with ours, and all you need to do is sign.
Eric's going to ask if she can see it real quick
Okay.
and then immediately start reading through for any sort of legal loopholes. And
So, for the most part, what it's saying is that you swear that you're trying to hold the ideals of the Fearless Landers. They're, what they do. You are going to uphold the contracts that you agreed upon from them, to do them to the best of your ability. If you are, if you're found to be the cause of, let's say, criminal activity or excess damages that's not part of, the agreed upon contract, that these things can be taken out of some of your earnings for said contract. And that there will be a little tithing with them, and this is also for other people that if they need certain services from the organization, be it, people falling, being slain, and basic clerical services to bring them back, requisition of supplies, paying off certain contacts, things like that. Basic thing, upkeep for the Fearless Landers is what that's going towards. But they will assist with any false accusations of criminal activity. They will do their best to represent you in such, accusations. So if you do find yourself possibly on the wrong side of the law and you really were in the right, they can help clear your name with that. So when you go in front of a magistrate or, local lawbringer, you're not thrown in irons and, basically hauled off to do hard labor for the next 20 years. If or executed, depending on the severity of your crime.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Now, you do read over, Ari, that with this, there's lots of benefits from being a part of them, though you do have to kind of prove your loyalty to them, basically excelling within their organization. They do offer more perks to some of the higher regarded members. So though as you build your renown with them, you go up in title with them, you'll be subject to more rewards, including not only more lucrative contracts, but various useful and potent items, prestige, not only with like local city officials, but eventually you can even take on members and have people that you can train or get training from. There's lots of little benefits from this. So there's a lot of win by joining them, and not a lot of lose.
Works for Ari. She immediately puts her name down.
Okay, you see Ari take a few minutes to kind of read the contract, and then she just scribbles her name in, and who's next?
Mordecai will take the paper.
Okay.
He'll write his first name in common and his last name in celestial.
Okay, so you write your name down in 2 languages. All right, and who's next?
Aetherius will take the paper and write down his name.
All right, you also sign the paper. And Ryan, how about you? Do you join the female
And Ryan
signers?
is also going to sign it.
Okay. All right. She looks over the zero. Once you sign, Ryan, she takes the parchment back, looks over it, checks the signatures, kind of stamps it a bit, and as she does so, she gives you each like a little, almost like a little pin that you can kind of wear on your cloaks or your shirts, whatnot. It's basically, it looks like a little oak leaf that you can just put on. That there is a symbol of the Fearless Landers. Wear it with pride, and do your best to uphold our values, and we'll take care of you. Now, being a Fearless Lander does not mean you can that you can do whatever you want, be it in this office or this city. Respect the laws of the land. As a Fearless Lander, you are a representative of this organization. We do not hold sway or control over the other nations, though we are welcomed there. We want all our members to know that we want to be seen as honorable members while in their states. Do you understand?
Mordecai flashes his badge of command from the military. I have some experience in representing people.
Understand, we just don't want any hotheads causing political trouble in some of the other nations that have been more than welcoming to our organization.
Ari just nods. I will not set my head on fire.
That is good to hear. Do you have any questions?
Is there any work?
Oh, there is always work. In fact, I have a task for you right here. And she kind of slides another parchment your way. Who wants to look at what's written on it?
Mordecai grabs it.
Okay, Mordecai snatches that shit without hesitation. Just... So, this is another task assigned. Now, this one is kind of interesting. This one states, terrified farmers have reported missing cattle. At first, it was only the cattle. Then they reported missing persons. Eventually, these farmers found flayed bodies hanging from trees drying in the sun. Holland soldiers investigated the area but found no evidence of any of these horrific events reported by the farmers. The soldiers stayed and patrolled the area for a few days, but shortly after they left, the locals began to report more people and animals gone missing, as well as the returned sightings of the bodies. That is when they have reached out to the Fearless Landers for help. So, the farming community that you're going to be going to is a little farming community called Eben Meadows. Now, do you tell anybody, have them read it themselves, or do you kind of paraphrase it?
I'll paraphrase it. The Evan Meadows is a farming community. Livestock went missing, people went missing. Then they found mutilated bodies of those people. Military could not find anything unusual. We need to go figure out what's going on.
Yeah, the moment you mention mutilated bodies, Ari suddenly just perks up.
Yeah, that does specifically sound suspicious.
I like the fact that Ari just perks up when hearing mutilated bodies.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Why don't we get something to eat and then be on our way? Do we have anything else to do before we go?
I just need to grab my stuff from the blacksmith and then we'll be good to go.
I did forget to grab something from the shop below. I wanted to get some chalk. You would be surprised by how useful having some chalk would be.
I don't know. I'm not allowed to play with chalk after the last time.
I don't even really want to know.
It will be our secret.
Okay.
I will meet you all in the eatery after we are done. Is that good?
Sounds good.
All right. So, going out to get things like, the chalk and the little bits aren't really going to take too much effort to do or too much time. Now, Mordecai, while you go back to the Drunken Bee, for your meal, the nice little bar wenches just kind of come up to you and they greet you with a smile. Hey there, cutie. What can I get for you?
Oh, you're too kind. we are about to go out on some dangerous mission, and me and my friends, we would like to have a very nice meal before we leave. It is me and three other people.
Oh, I believe one of your friends might be at the bar. One of those adventuring types. And she kind of gestures over. And while it's not one of your compatriots at the bar, it is somebody you have not seen before, but definitely fits the outlook of an adventurer. Um, this little gnome. She's got long, kind of light blonde hair, wearing kind of like light plated armor, just sitting there, kind of having a little drink, and looks like she's finishing up a meal herself. And I also have a handout for that as well.
No.
Hmm.
Then, I do not know who that is, but would like to go speak with her.
All right, dear. I'll bring your order to you over there then. And she just kind of goes back to the kitchens and starts getting the cooks to get your order ready. The bar is fairly
Yeah.
vacant. There's a few patrons in here, but they're just scattered about. It's not empty in this tavern right now, but it's not jam packed.
Okay. I'll go and sit down next to her.
All right.
Is this seat taken?
She takes finishes a sip of her little half pint, puts it down, and just looks over you. No, it's you could sit there if you like. And she just kind of starts eating daintily.
He sits. I've not seen you around before. I'm Mordecai. We have just joined the Fearless Landers. Are you a member?
Phyllis Landers. Oh no, no, no. I am not affiliated with them. Um, well, my sights are set on um, higher places.
How is it now? How high are we speaking?
And she just kind of straightens up her posture a little bit. Just, and as she does so, she turns to look at you. I plan to petition to the Iron Legion.
That's the military.
Make a history check.
18.
Oh, yeah. They're not quite. They're not a nation's military. They are more of a predominance, kind of a national guard, if you would. Their goals in the past, they were responsible for fighting the sorcerer kings back in the day. They were the ones that first had the exalted come about. Now, the exalted haven't really been present in the realm for quite some time. In fact, there's rumor that the last exalted died at the end of the second Nemesis Wars. But people still try out for them. They're basically a like a special forces, if you would. You do know that their main hall is located in the western frontier on the Iron Rock coast in Odwin. Their their fort is known as Pendragon Hall. Yeah, forget your push talk.
Oh, sorry. Located in the western frontier in the Iron Rock Coast. Can you spell what came next?
It's in the country, the kingdom of Adwin, and the fort's name is Pendragon Hall.
Okay. Somewhat of a military. I come from that background, and he flashes his badge.
I see you've had your time in the service. My family didn't really allow me to join the service. In fact, they practically kicked me out for even suggesting such a thing.
I'm sorry about that. It does have its good things and its bad things about it, but I feel like it has done very good things for me. I do well in order and discipline like this.
Well, order and discipline may suit some, but I know that I am meant for better things than just tinkering, toiling away in some laboratory. I know that I can bring great things to the world, and I aim to do so, and the Iron Legion can help me do it.
Well, no, just wait a minute. You can do both of those things. I tinker. I made this, and he pulls out the bedazzled. He raises the bedazzled messenger bag. Uh, you can do things, many things at the same time. Military, tinkering, whatever you want.
Make a persuasion check.
19.
Well, and she kind of takes a drink before speaking again for a moment, just let down a little sigh. Tinkering, it's never really good at it like some of my other family. In fact, I guess the main reason why they didn't want me to join is one of my cousins joined long ago. My cousin Nim was one of the Legion, and he died in the Nemesis Wars.
Uh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. And he waves to the bartender and puts down 2 silver. Get us both what she is drinking. Another one for her and one for me.
All right, bartender pours you a little spiced ale. It's got a little bit of like ginger root in it, just to kind of give it a little tang on the flavor. Nothing too strong with that, but it's your standard little, not watered down ale, but it's nothing to ruin your day with. It's a good ale for a meal. Well, thank you. You're too kind. I just want to honor his memory and fight the evils of this world head on.
That is something I can get behind very well. Is there something I can do to help you?
Make an insight check.
Dirty 20.
Man, Mordecai is just killing it today. Well, not unless. No, there's nothing that you can do. But if only I could be like my cousin, then I know I can change the world for the better. He was He was trained to be an exalted. He had it in his blood. If only I had that too. And she just takes a big drink of the ale.
I've heard of the Exalted. What are they exactly? What do they do?
Well, I've never seen the power up close. When my cousin was out protecting the world, I was just a wee lass, but the stories that I've heard from them, they're an instrument from the gods. They can tear down the power of magic directly, just completely nullifying the changes that they make upon the world. The sorcerer kings of old were no match for the exalted. It was said that one of the exalted could take on 100 of their men. Oh, those must have been glorious days.
Yeah, yeah. You say he has it in his blood. Was he like me?
And she just kind of looks at you a little funny and like you. How you? I, I don't understand.
The blue skin, the white hair, it's not given away. I'm an Azimar,
You
celestial
godkin.
blood runs. Da.
I don't think he was. I don't know exactly what the Legion looks for in that, but there's been all sorts of stories of people who have joined them and they've found to have the special power to be the exalted, and others that, well, while they're not special, they can still serve a purpose within the Legion. But it takes a great warrior to even be accepted into their ranks.
I'm no fighter. I cast magic, and I'll make a few sparkling lights fizzle and pop around my hand with prestidigitation.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't hold that against you, but as long as you aim to do good, to fight injustice and the evils of the world, especially the tyranny of those who abuse magic, they might make an exception for your lack of martial prowess.
So perhaps I will go out that way at some point. Maybe we will meet again once you are an officer of some sort in the Iron Legion. We, you can put in a good word for me, maybe.
Well, first I have to do something heroic enough for them to notice something grand. And this area seems to be ripe with strife and evil. I'll be heading that way soon enough. Evil, better beware.
It better be.
So, with that, she just finishes her meal, finishes the ale that you purchased for her, and wishes you a safe journey. And she begins her business for the day as the rest of your adventuring group arrives.
Come, sit. I've ordered us all food. Good food.
Yay.
Oh,
Hey, Thor.
good. It's good to.
Aether will sit down as Vox will climb onto his head. as he waits for the.
All right, so Aetherius has this white fox clambering on top of his head. As the rest of you sit at the bar next to Mordecai, with the bar wench cleans up the plate of food, the scraps and all that remain from the gnome that left. And Mordecai, your food has been brought in, and
You ordered food for 4, so you should have enough for everybody, right?
correct, all the plates have been put down. The wench just kind of smiles and, let me know if you need anything else, cutie. And she just gives you a little wink and then goes back to tending the other patrons of the bar.
She is just so nice.
Mordecai's got that Infinity Wars Thor thing going. You know, it's like he's like a muscled angel.
I'm not that muscle. He's not that muscle.
No, but you get the gist of it. You know, everybody's just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, he's, you know, the god-like qualities, the half angel qualities is definitely being shown in you.
So, did everything go okay?
I think he was talking to you, Ari.
All of them.
We were walking straight here. I don't know how he beat us here, so something went wrong.
No,
Don't
you
worry,
were
my
going to
fox
the
is distracting you.
blacksmith.
Yeah, he ran off to
Okay.
get her thing, and then she came back.
Yeah, it went rather well, I guess.
That is good. Are we ready to leave after we eat?
I think so.
All right. Well, you all finish a rather hearty meal. Not cooked to perfection, but definitely better than average. The patrons don't really get in your way as you leave the Nymph's Rest. The still early morning as you make your trek past the city gates and onto the Golden Roadway, heading north